guy's not skipping any meals. See how they tingle their toes? Trying to lure the bugs out. Alright, we have a 55-gallon aquarium here that we've been keeping lots of toads in. And we've just had this big water dish over in the corner, and they jump in there and they just like soak up the water really fast, so then they end up having to refill it all the time. So instead of doing that, we're going to turn it into a paludarium where it's got a water area and also a land area. So we're going to dig it up in the bottom. It's already got a grate under there, or a divider. So I should just be able to take the dirt out of this side and block it off with some rocks and just be able to fill up with water. So check it out. Alright, I removed the bottom. I got the, so it's just egg crate light diffuser wrapped in window screen. And I removed this section, so now we'll be able to have some water in here, and the water will actually run all the way under the land area too, which is good because then we'll have just more water in there. I'm gonna put rocks right here just to kind of keep the soil over on this side, and I'll probably have sand on the bottom of the water for the substrate. It's probably gonna get full of dirt a lot because the toads are going to be going back and forth. Here, the toads here, they're croaking. There's also a green tree, or a gray tree frog, a green frog, and a little chorus frog somewhere in here. Kids have a ton of fun with this tank. They love playing with these toads, but they're all big, fat, and happy, so they've been doing good in here. I just want to have more permanent water in here for them. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I took a big rock, put it right here, kind of make a divider between the land area and the water area, but also to help just keep things in place. And then I put these smaller white rocks in here, and then I put a bunch of sand in here and kind of stuffed sand in between all the cracks, in between all these rocks, hopefully to kind of cement them in place. And then I just sprinkled some cypress mulch in here, just as another transition zone, and all the dirt is just kind of mounded up, sloping towards the back. Now it's time to put some plants in. I actually got a little palm tree that I'm going to put in, and I'm going to put some water in, and we're going to see how it does. I imagine there's actually a lot of sediment underneath down here, so this water might look really dirty, but honestly I don't really care. It's just for the toads, and they're gonna be tracking in dirt like crazy as well. I'm gonna have to try and figure out a filtration setup for it, but the goal is to have a bunch of plants, so the plants will clean the water, similar to this cage over here, where the water is always pretty clear and I don't really have to run a filter because these plants are just taking everything out. Alright, I just got this little palm tree. I think it'll look cool in the toad tank, so got it from Home Depot, and a lot of times there'll be multiple plants in one of these pots, so I'm going to just dump the dirt out and split it, and then I'm going to be able to plant it in several different places. Hey, look at that. See? There's a bunch of different mini plants connected into the big one. I'm going to leave this big clump to put in the corner, but I'm going to spread the others out. So I'm really liking how this toad tank has turned out. The water area is great. If I had been thinking, I would have made the false bottom a little deeper so I could make the water deeper. but I did make that false bottom quite a while ago. It was just supposed to be a terrestrial setup, and it was just going to be for drainage to make sure the soil wouldn't get too wet. But the toads don't really need a lot of water. I've got a little green frog in there right now too, and he's always in there. He's enjoying it. Like I said, I'm going to get filtration set up at some point, but I might just throw in a bunch of duckweed and let that filter the water, and maybe just do frequent water changes. But I'm just feeling like it's a little bare still. The palms were a really good idea because they're nice and strong, so the toads can't trample them over too easily. But I just picked up this nice little plant from Home Depot. I think I'm going to put it right there in that open spot. And I've got a little gray tree frog in here somewhere, and I know he'll appreciate. Oh, he's right there. He'll definitely appreciate this little plant. He'll totally just chill on these leaves. Alright, I'm going to put it in. Alright, I'm liking it. I just stuck Camo, that's what the kids named the gray tree frog. Just put Camo, the gray tree frog, on this new plant. It's called a Calathea? Yeah, see if it'll focus on that. Anyway, pretty little house plant. See how it does. Seems to be nice and sturdy though, and nice broad leaves for the Mr. Tree Frog here to hang out on. But I'm feeling really good about this tank. Pretty happy about it. Next step is install a moss waterfall in the overflow box. It's going to happen. Alright, so feeding the toads is probably one of the most fun things to watch in this whole reptile room. Just watch what happens when I dump all these cockroaches in. They just go nuts. There's a big cockroach on your back, buddy. See if he eats it once it crawls off. Oh, he doesn't see it. Someone else will see it.
Video of the toad.
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
Eating.
Yep, they're eating alright.
Are they eating mealworms?
No, they're eating cockroaches today.
I want to watch them eat mealworms.
If you're wondering what all the white stuff is, it's calcium dust. I dust the cockroaches like every other time I feed them, just to make sure they're getting enough calcium, and there's also some other vitamins and minerals and stuff in there. And as soon as I spray it down, it'll all kind of just go into the soil and
Yep.
disappear.
Disappear.
Oh, he's just waking up out of the ground. He's like, I hear a commotion. There must be food. Oh, so let's get back in over here. So, if you're wondering why I have so many toads, well, I have eastern hognose snakes, and they're kind of notorious for only wanting to eat toads occasionally. We try and switch them over to mice just because it's easier to supply mice in captivity. But I have all these toads just in case there's a problem, and I can use them to scent the mice, or I can feed them to the hognose snake if I have to. It's kind of like a last resort, but got them all just in case. But in the meantime, they're living in this nicely planted paludarium. Got some water over on this side, and they get to gorge themselves on cockroaches. Of course, the kids love the toads, so they're always looking in here and picking them up. It's their favorite thing.
The tiny toad was like, I'm dying, and yeah. Is that funny?
This is the look of like 10 toads concentrating. Where's the bugs at? Oh, that guy's not skipping any meals. See how they tingle their toes? Trying to lure the bugs out, or trying to make the bugs move. Then they can see them, and then they'll eat them. They can't really see anything that's not moving. You know how like the T-Rex on Jurassic Park couldn't see anything that wasn't moving? Well, that's kind of how frogs' eyes are. They see movement, and that's about it.
Nom, nom, nom.
Here we have a few American toads who are aspiring to be tree frogs. They think they can climb on glass. Well, it's been about 5 months since I set up this tank, and things are doing really great. The plants are thriving. You know, even the palm fronds have gotten considerably larger, but more specifically, this house plant that the name is escaping me right now, that I planted right in the middle here, has like tripled in size. And you can see a little tree frog there is just loving this plant. Actually, he's technically sitting on a pothos vine, which is also grown considerably. But they're always climbing on this big plant as well. There's 2 gray tree frogs in here now, and they love it. And you can see in the dirt here, there's all sorts of craters. These are toad burrows. See one of them sitting right there. They dig in, they dig out, they swim around in the water. They're just loving life. I did put this little filter in here. I just took it out of my cane toad tank. And that's one thing I would like to change in here, is figure out a better filtration setup. I said earlier that I wanted to set up a little waterfall coming out of this overflow box. I still would like to do that, but I haven't gotten around to it. But basically, it's pretty much maintenance-free tank here. I just have to add more water occasionally and clean out the filter. But besides that, it's just working out great, and the toads are thriving, the tree frogs are thriving, and it's just it's a lot of fun to sit down here and watch the toads dump food in there, you know, cockroaches and mealworms and stuff, and watch them go to town. But yeah, I'm really happy that it's still thriving and doing well, and I would definitely recommend this sort of setup to anyone who's keeping some toads. It just makes life easier, and and it's a lot nicer to look at than a bare tank that you have to clean the water dish in every 5 seconds. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and if you'd like to see more things, subscribe. I will be releasing a lot more content from now on, and be going over the rest of my reptile room, and hopefully going on some adventures as well, catching reptiles in the wild, and also all sorts of, I love insects too, so I'll be showing the things that I'm catching and interacting with out in the wild. So thanks a lot, and see you guys soon.